Hello, welcome to Duncan Egg Bricks and to an impromptu early LEGO Star Wars set review. I say early because at the time of this video coming out, the sets in question have not been released. They are due to come out on the 1st of August, but I managed to find them early, just in a supermarket. They happen to have put these sets on the shelf a little bit early. And of course, those sets are set number 75368, Darth Vader mech, and set number 75369, Boba Fett mech. And they are 2 out of the 3 sets in this little mini wave. They didn't have the Stormtrooper set, which was the one I was actually most interested in because I think it's the most massable. But nevertheless, I went ahead and got these. Yes, they're very silly. Yes, they are very divisive, but I thought it would be a bit of fun to get them, build them up, and let you know what I think. And here are the finished sets in all of their maybe slightly dubious glory. Yeah, they look pretty decent. I mean, they are what they are. They're mechs. Every theme seems to get mechs, and Star Wars had avoided it up until now. But yeah, they look pretty decent for the toys that they're meant to be. But yeah, let's first of all take a look at something which I think a lot of people are actually going to be getting these sets for, and that is the minifigs. So on the left we've got Darth Vader, of course, and on the right Boba Fett. No surprises there, really. The Darth Vader is the one with arm printing, which is really nice, although I believe it's the same fig that we've had in several recent sets, including the TIE Bomber set. Underneath his helmet, he does have a face where he's looking a little bit disgruntled or angry, although I suppose you would be if you spent all day in a survival suit like Darth Vader does. It's the standard style of helmet we've been getting for, gosh, it must be, is it as much as 10 years? A long time anyway. The 2-part helmet, which is really nice. Comes with his red lightsaber, which has the slightly more modern cloudy colour for the blade, which I actually quite like. And he comes, of course, with a cape, if we can turn him all the way around. This one in particular is the more kind of papery type, which is a bit of a shame because it does get a bit squished in the cockpit of the mech, but it's pretty decent. And if we flip it up, you can get a look at the back torso printing, which is nice and simple, and the back head printing, which is also simple. The Boba Fett is a slightly different story because this is a brand new fig. It's had the detailing updated. We've had similar ones before, but this is probably the most detailed original trilogy Boba Fett we've had since the possibly either the UCS Slave 1 or the Master Builder's Cloud City. It's a very nice figure either way, with printing all over, including both arms. It's different on the arms. That one has the mythosaur skull. That one just has a yellow pauldron. Comes with a sand green jetpack and a sand green helmet, which is correct for this era Boba Fett. Comes with a brand new headpiece where he's got that bit of kind of stubbly beard, and he comes with a brick-built gun, just 2 pieces, very simple. And yeah, you do get the full pack of clone accessories here. That's visors and aerials, all in dark bluish grey, so that you can add that onto his helmet. Right, let's take a look at the mechs themselves. I've left the figures out so you can see the mechs and exactly what you get without putting the figures in. Let's take a look at Darth Vader first. This is actually the less interesting of the two, I think. The Boba Fett one has more interesting colours, and I think the shaping is slightly better. You know, if you took away the lightsaber and maybe this panel on the front here, which is a really nice printed 2x2, which almost matches the Darth Vader minifig, that kind of chest panel. It's not exactly the same, but it's representing the same thing, and it's very nice. There are no stickers in either of these sets, but if you took those away, then it would be a bit difficult to tell that this was meant to be Darth Vader. I think the main thing that's missing is any kind of cape, and you might say, you know, why would a mech have a cape? Yeah, well, why do these characters have mechs anyway? So it would have been nice if there was a brick-built suggestion of a cape, or even a large cloth cape, which is something they've done before. But anyway, we do get a brand new lightsaber piece, and I'll just take this out so you can have a look at it. Originally, I thought this had a bar connection, but it is actually a Technic axle connection, and then the rest of it is the same kind of width as a Technic pin. So I believe it will fit through Technic pinholes, although there won't be any friction. That just goes into this assembly here, and this uses a piece that I've not had before, although I was aware of its existence. It's this light bluish grey piece here, similar to existing ones, but it actually doesn't have studs in the way there, so it makes it more flexible to go round. That's permanently attached, and is actually, oh, I've put it back the wrong way. How does it go? There we go. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, it's just kept in place with a couple of inverted slopes. Both figures use that in order to create their hand-held weapon. I'll just leave that piece off. They both also use same pieces for the thumb, which is just a modified 1x2 slope, and then these bar receptor pieces as fingers, which look pretty decent. They both also use these large permanently bent mech pieces, which I think were introduced for Ninjago. They look fine. Obviously, you know, a little bit more articulation at the knees and the elbows would have been nice, but for what these are, which are very kind of, they're basically big action figures, and then you get the bonus of a minifig as well, they're not too bad. Uses these smaller Mixel style ball joints all over. This can fold down, and there is a foot holder that you can put Darth Vader in just inside there. Just pop him in place. Like I said, the cape does get a little bit squished, but it's not too bad. And then, yeah, that closes out. It's a shame that there's quite a bit of gapping on the side there. There is actually a complementary part that originally came with these. In fact, I have one just here. I have an Exo Knights set. So you can see that this originally came with a matching piece. You can take that brick out and I think can fit inside there, but they decided not to go with that. But anyway, that's the design that you get. And then there is a couple of clips on the back where you can clip Darth Vader's lightsaber, and you can separate the blade if you really want to. Anyway, that is Vader. Let's put him to one side and move on to what I think is the far more interesting one, which is the Boba Fett mech. The colours are a lot more interesting on this, using the dark green, the bright yellowish orange, dark red, sand blue. It's a really nice combo all over. Like I said, uses that same modified piece to attach the gun, so that just comes off like that. Does include a stud shooter, we know how those work. And that's gone forever, which is really nice actually. Just gives him something to shoot off, and it doesn't look too bad. This is a pretty good representation of the gun. Same, you know, pieces for the fingers. Actually comes with a few extra bits attached, including a couple of these modified Technic pins. The printing on the front also looks really nice for that front armor piece. That's really cool. And yeah, he has essentially clips at his belt where you can put the minifig's weapon. Around the back, he also comes with a jetpack. Now, this is really nice because Darth Vader is missing his cape, and it would have been a shame if Boba Fett was missing his jetpack. Not 100% sure on the colours, but the dark blue looks pretty nice, and it also comes with an honest-to-God flick-fire missile, which is appropriately placed in the missile in his jetpack, and is very similar to a Kenner toy that came out around the time of The Empire Strikes Back, which was famous, I think, at least in the US, for not being allowed to have one that actually fired because it was dangerous. So there we go. Regulation's gone crazy, but there we are. And yeah, overall looks pretty nice. And of course we can fit the minifig inside, remove his weapon. He fits in there nicely, including the jetpack, which is really good. That closes up. Like I said, you can clip the weapon in at his belt, which doesn't look too bad actually on the mech. It's not not crazily undersized if you wanted to use it as a weapon, although I don't know how you'd fix it on. Again, gapping around the sides, which is a shame, but you know what? What can you expect when it's something as ridiculous as this? Oh yeah, also the feet are really interesting. They have these kind of two toes, which is similar in a way to the printing on his actual toes there, but not 100% sure what they were going for, as I'm pretty sure he just wears shoes. But there we go. So that was just a quick run through of 2 of the 3 new Star Wars mechs. Will I be rushing out to get the Stormtrooper or any more of these? Maybe. You know, they're fun. They're a fun little build. They're $12.99 here in the UK, and I think they come with somewhere in the region of 120-ish pieces. I'll put the actual piece counts up on the screen. Yeah, I think I kind of echo what M&R Productions said in his video, which is that, especially with the Stormtrooper mech, if you're trying to mass Stormtroopers, that's not the way to go, even though I think that's quite a cool idea, and is the one out of the 3 which I could see actually being somewhat canonical, in that, you know, their infantry and you know, walkers as they are do exist within the Star Wars universe, so it's not completely out of the question. These 2 are completely ridiculous, and I kind of love it. So these are just going to go on display. Eventually the pieces might get broken down and used for something else, but the minifigs are nice, and in fact that Darth Vader might find its way into my Emperor Arrives mock, because at the moment I've got a slightly older variant which isn't as detailed. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick review of these two new and unreleased sets. If you did, leave a like down below, leave a comment and let me know what you think of these sets. Subscribe to the channel for future videos, and I'll see you again very soon.